Hi, I'm Michelle Thompson. Okay, welcome to MyHairDressers.com. You've been with us for 2 days, and we've had, I think quite an amazing time. You've done some really fantastic work. Remind us what you've actually done for us.
Okay, on day one, my first model, her name was Crystal. And on Crystal's hair, I wanted to create something, kind of up to date. Wanted to do more so a haircut. So I worked on more so a horizontals-based technique, kind of taking sections from the front of the head right through towards the nape. Again, once I added the extensions to it, the weft to the base, I then cut the back into like really nice bob shape kind of thing with a little bit of movement. And again, a cropped fringe, kind of working over towards some length throughout the front. Really enjoyed that.
Talk about Stacey. Not Stacey. What can you say about Stacey? Yeah, talk about Stacey. That was great. I loved the outline.
So my second model, her name was Stacey. Stacey's length was around about neck length, and went with more so quite a drastic change with Stacey. Added around about 16 inches to her own natural length. Worked with interlocking technique throughout the back of her head. And then worked with a vertical base, more so on a 3/4 head. So the majority of Stacey's hair was left out throughout the top and the sides, and again kind of put in a really full fringe, kind of framed her face and left the length throughout the front area. So again,
I think the one thing that's been really interesting is the way that you kind of weave the hairline, and the way that you actually weave the hair with the grain of the hair that's actually growing. I think that's kind of, that's quite a cool thing. It's actually, the attention to detail is actually quite interesting.
I mean, to me it's really important, because you've got to visualise that haircut before you obviously do it. And then it's not about just cutting the hair, it's about making sure that every single weft that you actually place on the head sits in the correct place. Again, kind of looking at hair on its own, just growing from the scalp, it grows in all different directions. It doesn't grow just horizontally across the head. So again, when I'm applying the weft, these are the kind of things I'm actually thinking about, especially when we're working around the hairline and obviously throughout the nape and so on.
Yeah, and the vertical section through the sides, the way that actually then blends the natural hair with the actual forced hair. Okay, the weft, I thought that was, was something that I probably wouldn't necessarily think about. But I'm just dying to have a go. Okay, so let's just talk a little bit about you. Your first memory of hairdressing.
I remember when I was quite young, I started having weaves from quite an early age, and my sister used to do it for me, and I remember once I was begging her to do it for me because my hair looked a mess and so on, and she just wouldn't. She just refused point blank. So I thought, rightio then, I'm going to go ahead and try it out myself, So started doing my own hair basically, and then a lot of people used to comment on how, they really liked my hair, and then they asked me if I could do their hair, and then I started to do friends and family, and that's kind of how I got into hairdressing.
So you kind of roped in from there?
Yeah,
okay,
definitely.
Fantastic. So that kind of leads me on to my next question. It's where did you train, and and what is your background?
Right, I trained at a salon in Wolverhampton called Ebony Rooms. I started there, work experience at school, and then I got a Saturday job. So I did quite a lot of in-salon training up until around about the age of 20, 21. And then I thought, I've kind of gone one step too far forward. I need to get a qualification. So then decided, obviously, to go to college to get my hairdresser's qualification. and went straight into doing my level 3 simply because I had so much practical knowledge, etc., behind me. And from there on, I was introduced to the group, Francesco group, and you know, at the time there was a position going for Afro-Caribbean stylists to help, you know, start the Afro-Caribbean clientele.
What I've noticed about the Francesco group is that they're very passionate about kind of education. You just have to go around and look around at the actual venues that they do have in Stafford, and it is actually all about sort of like education, which I just think is fantastic, is really good.
I mean, I also think, you know, obviously education is, you know, the key, and Francesco Group found me through Walsall College simply because they have a link with, you know, colleges throughout the Midlands. And, you know, because obviously they have a link with the colleges, that's how I actually come to work with Francesco Group, and that's why I'm with them today.
That's fantastic. So is there any one person that throughout your career that you would like to accolade?
Everyone.
I think that's a fair comment. Yeah, that's totally great. How did you feel, okay, on that very prestigious occasion where your kind of name was shouted out and you'd won Pro Hairdresser of the Year? What was going through your head at the time?
At the time, you know, obviously was just looking at the finalists. You know, obviously every photograph of your competitors are going up on the screen, and you know, through your head you think, oh wow, that looks really good, oh my gosh, will I have, you know, do I stand a chance kind of thing? And then I saw mine going up and I thought, I'm really happy with it, no matter, you know, whether I win or not. I'm really pleased with the outcome of my images, you know.
They were really beautiful, I must admit.
Thank you.
They were very nice.
Thank you very much.
They look great, fantastic. I love the colours.
Yeah, the colour was brilliant, it's fantastic. I wanted to create more of like a flame effect, again, like some kind of power, you know, so you imagine like gas, blue and yellow and that kind of thing.
But the hair was, you know, the hair was really good as well, and it suited them, and they look, you know, it's beautiful, and it kind of, you know, it's like everything that our industry actually kind of is about.
Absolutely.
You know, it's not necessarily about, you know, it's about making people look beautiful. That's kind of it.
Definitely.
Stacey, just remember that. Yeah.
I will try.
When you were up on that stage, what was going through your head?
I was just thinking, wow, I mean, I've obviously been a finalist, you know, the past couple of years, and every time I've obviously been and, you know, seen someone walk upon that stage and, like, grab that trophy, I'm like, that's got to be me. And then when I was actually there with the trophy, I was, like, in awe. I was, like, so ecstatic. It was unbelievable. It was a fantastic feeling.
Well done, anyway.
Thank you.
You know, what's the message that you would give sort of assistants and stylists that are driving towards that kind of goal? Okay, what would be your message to them?
I think my message would be to keep focused, you know, always have a goal in front of you, kind of make like little baby steps, you know, to, you know, achieve like that bigger goal at the end. And what you've got to think is anything negative, you need to push that out of the way and just carry on, you know, soldiering on. I personally I strive to do better. I try and push myself. I try to work to precision. You know, I always want to make myself better. And to me, that's just the person that I am. And luckily enough, I've been recognised for obviously what I do, especially obviously working with Afro hair. So again, there's a lot of, you know, advice around there. There's a lot of techniques and things like that different stylists actually use. But it's kind of taking it all in, absorbing it, and kind of creating something and of your own, etc.
It's almost like a small child. You know, when they're starting to walk, you wouldn't kind of say they try once and then that's it.
Absolutely,
You know, they keep on trying.
Keep on.
And it's that, isn't it? It's
absolutely.
Actually keep on trying and just learn from
mistakes.
Every little step that you actually take.
Yeah.
Your favourite piece of furniture?
My bed, because I don't get a chance to lie in it as much as I'd like to.
You're very busy at the moment, aren't you?
I am. I'm very busy.
So what are you kind of, where have you been? You've been to Dubai, you've been to various other places as well. What's going on in your diary?
At the moment, my diary is quite full. Obviously, I'm teaching the Afro styling courses back at the academy, Afro technical courses, also the creative cutting courses, with European hair, and also doing quite a lot of seminars and shoots, for different product companies, etc.
Brings us to your favourite product.
Yes.
Okay, on the table of favourite productness.
There we go.
So just explain the product for me.
Okay, my favourite product is the Keracare Silk and Seal. It's an amazing serum. Okay, this bottle will actually last at least 6 to 12 months, to tell you the truth. You only need to use a really tiny amount, just to drop, and it really seals the cuticles of the hair, so it's excellent to actually blow dry with.
Fantastic,
and really smooth and soften the hair.
Because it's not necessary, it's not grease, is it? It's actually, it's like a real, it kind of dries out.
Absolutely.
Gives you that kind of moisture in the hair.
That's right, absolutely. It's
really
beautiful,
good.
and it just gives the hair really nice, natural shine as well.
So, what do you have the most passion for, work or play?
I really don't get the time to play. So it is work.
So it is all work.
It is all work, but to me it's a hobby that I do, and fortunately I get paid for it as well. So
that's the best work.
That is the best thing for me. I'm doing something that I really enjoy doing.
That is genius.